Welcome back to the Call of Duty League, friends.
I need the respect. Coming at your neck. Gunning for the top spot, baby, nothing less.
Oh, how we've missed you. And the best teams in the world, they've missed you too. As our gift to you, let's up the stakes.
Think he's gonna stop here? You think you
and give you some of the... Oh my lord, that was nasty! New rosters, new game, new season. Let's get into it. The CDL Kickoff Classic starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Call of Duty League Kickoff Classic presented by Zenni Gaming. We are at the magnificent esports stadium in Arlington, Texas, where we got 12 of the best Call of Duty teams in the world about to battle it out for fame and glory. And with that being said, I'm your stage host, Blaze, for entire weekend, and we are about to light it up. To introduce our first team on the stage, I give to you the Florida Mutineers! We got Dave Patty, Owakening, Vivid, and Skyz. Give it up one more time for the Mutineers.
My man Owakening is about to join the lobby. aLLeY, I am so hyped for the Mutineers right now.
I am so lit right now. You can hear the crowd going crazy. This team is going to be disgusting at Search and Destroy heading into Vanguard. I can't wait to see what they do.
Blaze, we see what Florida's all about, but who are they going against, man?
All right, to let you know who they're going up against, you love this new squad. I give to you the Los Angeles Guerrillas! You got a Sim, Gunless, Hoop, Slasher. Give it up one more time for the Guerrillas.
Slack, I have goosebumps right now. You heard that Hoop before?
Yeah, man, I can't wait to watch this team. Hoop was saying in an interview, it's all about the journey, and I cannot wait to watch them on land.
Blaze, it is looking hot on that stage right now. How are you feeling about this matchup, baby?
Man, it is looking hot indeed on this stage. These players are ready to play and the crowd is ready. I hope you guys are ready at home in the chat. With that being said, the Kickoff Classic kickoffs now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analyst desk, and let's break it down bit by bit. But first things first, let's talk about Florida Mutineers. And when it comes to them, aLLeY, Skyz was looking so dominant last season. Do you think he's going to repeat here in year number 2?
Absolutely. Skyz is one of those players that is incredibly consistent across the board. And when I look at Florida, the only thing I'm a little worried about is when it comes to leadership. I want to know who's going to kind of be the big voice when it comes to this team.
Yes, and I meant this year. Sorry about that. But also this year as well, we're going to see Owakening. He was a beast in S&D last year as well. Do you think that Owakening is just going to be the same beast this year?
So it's going to be a little bit different. Last year when I teamed with him and throughout the whole year, he played an AR role. This year he's going to be running a submachine gun. So I'm excited to see what he can do. That first blood percentage may go up even more, and I can't wait to watch him.
Yeah, it's also a bit weird though when you think about this roster, right? Because there's so many AR players. Like Dave Patty, he's a just straight up main AR. He's super slow. He's like an accuracy type player. So looking at Owakening and Skyz, like those guys are AR players. Like I know Owakening is sort of a flex, but Skyz running in a submachine gun on some maps, like it's going to be odd to me. But I'm excited to watch them play and see if they've been working in the lab and getting more comfortable with the new roles.
I've been following Owakening since Challengers, and I love seeing my man glow up right now, and I hope he glows up this year. But also, Nameless, if the Florida Mutineers want to win, what will be the keys to victory?
Yeah, I mean, I just talked about it a little bit, right? Like, they have to get consistent in their new roles. Like, that is going to be huge for this game for these guys, right? Like, the SMGs, they have to be going off. And, you know, seeing a player like Skyz use it, we'll see if he can stay in that role throughout the, the season and not try to go over towards the main. And then also communication needs to be a priority. Thinking about last year when we would go to their listen-ins, when they had players like Neptune on their roster, like the communication was off. So that has to be something that they fix going into this season.
Yeah, so the keys to victory, if I come correct, is going to be consistent in new roles, and also communication has to be a priority because there's no other way to win.
Yeah, I mean, obviously communication is one of the most important things. We saw some listen-ins last year where it was silent at times. Yeah. But this year, I want to see someone step up vocally for them. Maybe it's going to be Dave Patty. Maybe he's going to be the quarterback of this team and kind of direct them and let them fly and obviously do well.
I want to see what Dave Patty is all about, but also, let's go ahead and take a look on the other side of the table. We're talking about the Los Angeles Guerrillas, a team that they were the worst team in the CDL last year, right? They weren't too hot, but they had a facelift, and Nameless, they're looking brand new, and I'm loving this roster.
Yeah, it's a fresh roster, right? Like, these guys completely squad wiped. They bring in a bunch of veterans, and thinking about the keys to victory for these guys, it's a fresh roster. They just got to find their rhythm, man. Like, the Kickoff Classic, that's what this is all about. They got to come out here. Hook's going to have to be the playmaker. He's going to have to be going off and get his confidence back, because he got benched not once, but twice last year. And then the rest of these guys as well, like Slasher got benched. Gunless's name was getting thrown through the dirt. aBeZy on that New York squad, there was a lot of drama and stuff around that as well. So a prove-it year for everybody on this team.
Yes, and a prove-it year definitely for Hook, right? Because Hook bounced around a lot last year, but even though he was still bouncing from team to team and whatnot, I still think his sub play is one of the sexiest out there.
Yeah, I'm super excited to watch him play, man. All the teams that he's been on and been successful, he is that guy on that team. And for this Los Angeles Guerrillas team, I think he needs to be that star SMG player along the likes of aBeZy being that playmaker as well. I just can't wait to watch him play, and I know he's going to be in form this year.
Right, and take a look at the keys to victory right here. This roster needs to definitely find their rhythm, and Hook has to be a playmaker. But for those of you at home that aren't too familiar with these teams, we put together a little beautiful clip for you. Let's learn about it.
I let the game do the talking, and then after I win, I'll have stuff to say.
I seized the moment. You know, Championship Sunday, anything can happen.
Proving yourself every single day.
Hello, I am Kyler Garland, gamertag Hook, and I'm on the LA Guerrillas.
My name is aBeZy. My gamertag is Asim or aBeZy.
Austin Lidicoat, gamertag is Slasher.
Pierce Hellman, gamertag is Gunless. What the Kickoff Classic means to me is kind of just getting up on the main stage with these guys and kind of just having a good time and like enjoying WAN for the first time.
It's a good learning experience just to see how we mesh as a team on stage.
It's just a different level of intensity of playing Call of Duty.
Ever since I got into the competition side of it, it's been my love to be up on the stage.
The team that's our biggest threat, I mean, I feel like you have to say FaZe right now. I feel like they were the best team last year. They were winning most of the events and always a contender every single event they went to.
Kind of just looking in and diving down into their team, it just seems like if you shut down like their main communicators and stuff like that, like it's kind of just like they'll start to become sluggish.
It's all about dethroning them right now. You have to in order to win.
It's all about the journey, man.
Shout out to the LAG organization, always taking care of us, you know, making sure that we're all good. Shout out Brenda, she's a real MVP.
Shout out Los Angeles Guerrillas, man.
Like they're copying my flow, they're stealing my game, G.
And there you have the Los Angeles Guerrillas, and shout out to the MVP, Brenda, wherever you are. Hey, you special one out there. But it's about that time to have a little bit of fun right here on the desk. Let's have predictions. First things first, we're going to kick things off with you, Slack. Who's getting clapped in this series, man? Florida Mutineers, or you think Los Angeles Guerrillas is going to take it?
I can't lie. This series is going to go back and forth. I'm super excited to watch it. Some of the mixier maps are being played. I think Bocage maybe.
It's map one.
I heard. So I'm excited to watch it, but I'm going to go LAG 3-1. I think it's going to be a battle, though.
LAG for Slack. Alley, who you rocking with?
I'm devil's advocate here on the desk. Nobody here agrees with me, but I'm taking Florida, winning it 3-1, just because LAG, all those players are so talented individually, and it's a full vet roster heading into this FaZe young gun meta. And so I'm just worried about the team chem at the end of the day.
All right, Nameless. Are you going to be the tiebreaker right now? No, you are going to be the tiebreaker right now. Who you have winning, Florida or Los Angeles?
I'm going with LAG.
All right,
Bocage is map one. I'm expecting Hook Skywalker to go off. Maybe it's going to be lit.
Now, backstage, they asked me for my prediction. They were like, Billy, who do you think is going to win? And I said, man, I think Los Angeles Guerrillas might actually take it 3-0. And they actually came up and gave me these beautiful glasses. And I'm going to be completely honest, man. Right here on the desk for my first time ever making a prediction. I'm happy to get things started. And for those of you at home, I want to say thank you so much for being patient and tuning in to the stream so far, because first things first, for this matchup, we're going to kick things off with the Florida Mutineers and also the Los Angeles Guerrillas. It's about that time to pass it to a duo that I absolutely adore. It's going to be Chance and Miles. Take it away.
Veli, thank you so much. Can't wait to get into this one. It's finally time to kick the season off, really, the Kickoff Classic chance. It's been like a long time in the making, but we're here. We've done it. We've made it. Let's go, Texas. Let's make some noise. We got a big day. We got a weekend of games. I can't wait.
You sound like you are ready for Bocage, my friend. Good God, the energy, but you have the energy because I am blessed and lucky for my 8th Call of Duty title, and now I get to do it with the 2021 play-by-play caster of the year. Best in the business, and we get to start with him. And I mean, hey, again, Bocage map 1. Good luck.
Well, that's right. Bocage map number 1 will be starting things off with a bit of rage in the Bocage. And it's going to be something, friends. It's really going to be something. Again, thank you all for joining us. But Chance, let's go back to what the desk will say. Yes. Let's talk a little bit about these teams, of course. Oh, actually, hold that. Maps and modes, boys and girls, as we alluded to. Bocage up first. That hardpoint is going to be a blast. More on that later. Berlin S&D, Tuscan Control, Berlin Hardpoint, and Desert Siege, Search and Destroy. Chance, what's going on?
I mean, look, I got to take this one map at a time. The team that allowed Bocage to go through is actually Florida. And if you look at that team composition, 3 ARs, you really only have Vivid as that pure SMG. It is surprising to me that they don't want to play on Gavatu, that they want to see the Bocage, but that means we get to see which team is most cracked. Ooh. We get the answer that every Call of Duty fan loves to have. Who's bringing the gunny to the table? Who can outslay?
We're going to see some horror today on Bocage. If anyone's played Bocage 8s and soon to play in ranked play, let me tell you, friends, I can only do about 2 of these a day before I need a nap and a cold shower. Prepare yourselves, CDL fans. Strap in. This is going to be a blender.
And it truly is a map of extremes as well, right? Even from just the very first hill on this map, it might be the most difficult hill in Call of Duty history to get any degree of time on. So when we're paying attention to that P1, the most important thing in my mind is who's going to be able to try to flip those spawns and try to control that left side of the map. But we'll kick it off and we get Skyz.
Yep, P1 here on Bocage. Quite the affair. As you know, our player cams live coming at you here. There's big changes. The lovely folks at Esports Engine now making a change, and Owakening with a lovely 2, and we're already setting up for second. Top side of the map with the tanks will be P2, but already the Mutineers find themselves some time, find themselves some kill, and Big Wake back at it, 3-1 before being brought down.
Hey, got brought down, and again, those spawns are so difficult to actually flip. All the squad spawns popping up for the Guerrillas, but not a great deal of time, again, as expected for either team. You are just all about that control towards the left side, and this is gunnies the whole way down. You hit Skyz, started out 5-1. 40 Mutineers, you can already tell, man, they came to play.
About 10 seconds now remaining before we go over towards top side. And scrap time, Chance, something we want to talk about a lot here in Vanguard. It's not like it was last season at all. You can get a lot of time here. There's a lot of battles still taking place. Spawns are crazy in this game. Break it down.
Well, I mean, just think about the nature of squad spawns, right? Every single hill, you can pop a 3-piece and the other team's gonna be right back in your face 3 seconds later. So if you can fight for that 10 seconds to scrap, win those 1v1 gunfights, I mean, hey, you'll take it. But this is the money hill, and right now, neither team able to get inside. The flanks coming through for Vivid. That's 3 kills to hit name, and that means this hill is secure.
And this will be the most quiet we see Bocage go for quite some time. Amounts now leading up to the Mutineers. Asim now trying to cut his way through the middle of the map, and the rest of the boys doing their part as well. Gunless finds a kill. Also, over to Slasher, he gets his, and it's Asim's 2 that's going to lead the charge forward and finally get the Guerrillas on point.
And this is a dangerous hill we're going to be coming to. And actually, 20 seconds left again. This could be a situation where Florida, they're fighting for the new hill, and it looks like no scrap type's going to come through, but they just want to secure the right side of the map. And already, this is the squad spawn special. If you have Gunless, if he can sneak through, well, he gets caught, but we will see that a ton throughout Vanguard. Players trying to sneak, get through the back, and well, Slasher, it may very well be his turn. He's got the back, they've got the spawn as well in Florida. They are nowhere near this point.
Nope, nowhere near it. Slasher still staying alive at the backside. Gunless finding himself 3 in the feed, and that's still going to be an open hard point, but not for long. Bottom side of house, grannies, as we call it in every single Call of Duty game. If there's a house, maybe 4 walls and a door, we're going to give it that name. And so far, it's all good for the Guerrillas, holding this one down. Slasher on a 3 right now as silence falls briefly across the arena. And now, Dave Paddy rather, trying to make his way from up top. Through the back window he comes, Vivid through the kitchen, and the collapse now on point. They've managed to get in there and get the contest, and finally cleaned up, and it's Florida with the time for the moment.
And just another hill, so tough to stay alive in. Skyz though, 15-7. This is your slay-heavy map. If you're finding the kills, you will find the dub, and right now Skyz leading that charge. He is cracked out of his mind. Couple kills going their way. And again, this scrap time, both teams will be fighting tooth and nail, even for those final 5 seconds. And Owakening there to take him down. But now that rotation over towards Barn. And, well, I mean, hey, this is only an 8-point game, as tight as it could possibly be.
Hey, see what you did there. Over towards Barn we go, and it's going to be Mutineers in control right now. But Skyz still 16-8. He's going to be the one on the time there, looking to take care of who, because he comes in through. And again, there's a lot of entrances. I think it's 8, 7, 8. There's too many to get into this hard point. You have to watch yourselves carefully, and that is exactly what Skyz doesn't do. Asim with the opening kill, entry now. His teammates have got to reinforce as quick as they possibly can. side. The first goes down. davePaDi dropped as well. Can Big P find any more? Over to the inside of the hard point to see him doing what he can. And as you can tell, friends, it's pretty litty here on Bocage. It is non-stop. And the Guerrillas looking fine so far with 20 left to go on the bar.
And they got Hoot in prime position. He's the one pushed out looking for these kills in 15 seconds again. Scrap time is wonderful to have. It was a very tough start for the Guerrillas, but they have fought back in this game, and for the first time, they have taken the lead. Maybe a little bit of momentum their way as they have slowed Skyz down, but again, it is Bocage. There is no expectation for anything other than a close game.
Pure chaos. The final hard point now in the rotation. We go towards the bottom side of the river, deepest part of the map. A little bit dirty, a little bit muddy. That little boat will be probably the only piece of cover you already see around here, and it's going to be a mess. But for now, it's looking all good as davePaDi finds himself too. Owakening joining him there in the kill feed as well. Vivid, the backside of the map covered, but don't worry about it. davePaDi's on a 5.
That means he's going to have a cruise missile potentially, or maybe not 5, maybe it is 7. We actually never know until the day what it's actually going to be, but this has been effectively a full 60 for the squad. Skyz gets dropped, and finally, there's a bit of pressure from Guerrillas inside the hill, but now you go to sort of that 50-50 exchange where, again, the kills are just what's going to set the difference maker as Guerrillas finally able to get inside the point. But with 15 seconds again, you will see teams constantly fighting for that scrap.
Yeah, scrap time is not really scrap time anymore. It's all good time from here on out. Looking to break 100 points will be the Mutineers as we go back over towards the center of the map. And this gate, once again, not an easy hard point to hold, not an easy hard point to pick up a lot of time. Chance, you said it may be one of the hardest points in Call of Duty history to really get a good bit of time on. But LAG making a case for it right now.
And this is actually a decent bit of time on P1, even just to get those first 5 seconds. But the biggest issue from Guerrillas right from the opening break was allowing that top side of the map to get opened up. And that's where Owakening is working through. And they're putting the pressure from both sides as Vivid is coming through River. But they are just fighting, trying to cause that pressure, trying to get those back spawns through. But Vivid, I mean, he's got to deal with the squad spawns. There's 4 players around. He can't get it done. Guerrillas still in control of the left side.
Guerrillas with the control of the left side. We've seen a decent amount of time go to Florida for the gate here right off the rip. Just about 20 plus seconds now remaining, and they've done great so far. A brand new team Chance. I'd love to go for a quick listen in with the Mutineers and see how they sound.
T4, be careful. T4 in the yard. Needs to be on the barrel.
Back the roof, Pierce, look at bottom mark. Top bar window.
2. Nero. Bring it behind the tree.
One shot wine, he's only
Yeah, they're in our wine. I'll help you with Cage. He dead. Nice, he's on the barrel pill, and there's 110 with an AR looking over him.
Top bar roof. Wait, watch out the roof.
That's it, that's guy here.
Need him hill.
Yo, top bar still, top bar roof still.
I'm looking at it.
The back bar.
He's on the barrel pill.
Got one in the back.
I'm hitting my
Barn dead. Nice. I'm getting this spot.
I'm looking at River.
Heal Dave.
River, no, I died. C2.
I got double knee, there's one River, yeah.
I clipped again. This is good. Spawning River. I'm in hill. Next person to die rotate. T3 weak.
T2, push it through. Then what's top bar going down middle, I think.
He's on the low tank, yeah. I'm gonna go mid-street. He could be barning you.
He be top bar.
I don't see anything barn. I'm hitting mid-street.
Top white right now, guys.
Top white color on you.
Top white and River Stairs. Top white shot. River Stairs last guy. River Stairs gunless. He's gonna go up to tower. They're gonna spawn back right.
Go ahead, top white again.
They're spawning back right. I'm trying to get you low.
They're gonna run for me. Top white.
One of your back.
There's River on me.
He's your ever chase.
Back down the street.
Miles, the biggest standout for me is davePaDi. His comms, well, first of all, the pistol on point. Good God, but the comms as well. He is a motor mouth, and that is a big question for this team. Is the communication going to be there? And he's bringing a lot to the table. So is Big P, though. That's a force free for as you were sitting in barn, trying to stay alive and collect this time. And fun luck for Florida. They're just going for the push. It is 4 guys around the hard point, 20 seconds left, and it looks like it should be secure as that lead has flipped again.
It's flipped once again. 50 seconds now remaining on the bottom side of the house, and we're going to look towards rotations soon. Big Wake will be the player on the hard point now, racking up as much time as possible as that conveyor belt. Now the rest of the teams move their way forward. Over to the barn we go. It's a hop, skip, and a jump quite literally for Big Wake as he now makes his way across. Lovely angle to be found there. Takes care of himself a hook, slashes upstairs, and what can he find now from this position? Checks his corners, does his due diligence, and now the back spawn's identified as well. Big Wake, this could be a huge play Can he get inside, though? The answer is no. Slasher, Gunless, and Hook find their kills respectively, and the Guerrillas maintain control.
Oh, and they're able to get the push out as well. You see exactly what Slasher is doing. He's swinging out towards the field side to get control, and he's got a seam doing the exact same thing over towards Røkkr. If you're able to get pushed out, even Barn can be turned into a money hill. This is fantastic work as Slasher is on a 5, but even still, it is plenty of time left, and Florida, they are nearby here for the contest.
He's on a 5. If he gets to 7, he gets a glide bomb. Let's see if he can do it. Over the Slasher once again. There it is. Gets himself a streak to work with. Actually, it's not a glide. You know what? I'm confused. We'll deal with that one later. But over now towards Big Wake, who gets dropped by Gunners and a nice 2-spree there. Time still ticking away. And the Mutineers, they will be able to devour this scrap. Rotation, though. Bottom side of the map, we go back towards River. Once again, LAG in position now.
And this can also be a money hill, one of the very few on Bocage where you can get a great deal of time. And again, it is the same situation. You've got both sides pushed out. You get Hook can be the Slayer. He can only find 2, and that should be the indicator of where the pressure is coming from. Slasher doesn't let anything through, and so far so good. I mean, 15 seconds by in Florida, they can't even touch this point. They need to regroup and make something happen, and you see the setup. You're just waiting patiently for their teammates, Florida. Now they gotta go.
And Vivid's in the soft spots. He's managed to find it. Over towards Slasher he goes. That's going to be 3. Great work out of the Florida Mutineers. Break that one wide open. The hard point's now there. It's 25 to work with. Skyz watching the backside of the map. Can he find any more kills here as Vivid's doing the hard work up front? LAG may chalk it. They may go back towards the middle. They're setting themselves up for P2 as well.
I mean, that's how far in advance these guys are thinking. I mean, it is a minute and 15 seconds, but they are making sure they take their time on the left side. And keep in mind, this happens a ton on Bocage. This is not something that happens very consistently throughout the rest of Call of Duty history, but we have a minute and a half on the game clock. I don't expect a ton of time on P1 to come through, and this is a map where it just ends on time. You have to keep that in the back of your mind because these players are balancing everything.
Dave's taking heads today. This is a wonderful opening, and what a debut to the CDL he's having over towards Big Way, because he tries to find a few more. A seam cut down before his feet even touch the ground. We have passed over 200 points now for the Mutineers. We are going to see a little bit more time here tick away towards P1 as Hook now on your screen. The chosen one. Can the Skywalker find anything here as they try to break on through to this point? Gunners leading the charge from upstairs. And again, as much time as they can possibly get, a chance of all things. We're so evenly contested now towards the end of the game.
And Gunless can be that guy up top, right? Slasher trying to collect a little bit of time. He still has that score streak, but if Gunless is up top, he's the one that is going to be chopping these players down on the rotation. He cannot connect with the first. Florida able to get, well, I say get, potentially the final few seconds. It will be the slightest lead going into this next hill, and this P2, in my mind, is what's going to decide this game. If you can either team lock this down, you will put yourself in such a good position. And Guerrillas, they might have the spawns, but right now, Florida, they have control.
Over towards the tanks. Skyz, belly in the ground, trying to hold the line now, waiting for Gunners to show himself, and he won't. Ooh, a flank now from LAG off the top rope! A seam gets cut down, clock still ticking. An open hard point for a brief few seconds, and here we go. LAG have managed to find the kills, but they find themselves in a trap, and none other than Big Wake. Oh, he got snuffed out! And Slasher, he calls in the fighter pilot, comes in from above, the strafing run's gonna open the field, and oh my god, chance, we may be going back to a tie game.
I mean, anything that can keep it, even 25 seconds. If I'm Florida, I'm trying to fight for this, and Skyz, that is what he has on his mind. Looking for the first player up top, can't quite get through. The reinforcements not quite in. Gunless there to take him down, and this is 15 extra seconds. Guerrillas have taken over the lead, and they're gonna be, what, 5 seconds away from ending this game, going over towards New. Or maybe Dave can make the play just to strip that little extra bit off the clock.
Absolute pandemonium. Once again, another hard points up. We could be seeing the last one here, and again, game clock, 49 seconds to play with still, so things could get dicey on the flank though. It's Hook. He's managed to make his way in now. The attention from the Florida Mutineers to be diverted through the front line. The break is on, and here we go. Guerrillas are in. They're trying to find anything they can, but it's Big Wake. It's Big Wake. Slasher brings him down. Trades are abound. Over towards Skyz now. 43. No more. We're back in the point. And look at this time ticking away still. Los Angeles Guerrillas. Can Hook hold the back line? He does. And the clock's still ticking. Vivid, what have you got? As we keep going once again inside the bottom of the hard point. A few seconds for the win now for the Guerrillas. But no, it's 5 now for the win for the Mutineers, and oh my god, they may have just done it. The time's all good. Map number 1 goes to the Mutineers.
Oh my god, say a prayer for Bocage. I am exhausted. And again, we talked about that strat time right from the jump. I mean, you could pick any number of a dozen plays to break down, but it's on that P2. Remember, Dave Patty went through the field side, fought, and just stripped away a few extra seconds. And, well, they only won by a grand total of 4. I am telling you, on this map, the smallest of plays make the biggest of differences. And on a map that, hey, we were thinking maybe not Florida's best, maybe Skyz not quick enough with the AR. Well, he pulls out the sub, and that man, well, he just flew.
Well, he was pissing metal all game long. He managed to drop, what, 45 in the end there? Brilliant stuff out of the Mutineers. Who slept on them? Hands up. I know you're out there. Who slept on the Mutineers? That was a fun one to start the day. Woo! Let's take a look at some of those replays as our first Bocage Hardpoint of the 2022 season. Already a banger.
And I will say, right from the jump, these guys set the tone. I mean, Owakening had a hot start. Skyz obviously started out 5-0, was double positive through different portions, but it really is no joke. It is fighting for all the scrap time. It is making just the tiniest bit of difference, and again, the chaos just absolutely reigns supreme. In this moment, by the way, he was the guy that had the best comms on the team when he's gunning with the pistol like that. Dave Patty, I mean, what a hell of a way to make your CDL appearance. That is a wonderful map, one that Florida just put together. And as you said, in the power rankings, from the teams, from the analysts, even from the coaches, they had Florida down at the bottom, normally around 10th or 11th place, and that's normally based off the hard points. Well, they just showed up big for map number 1.
I mean, Bocage is a hard one. It's such a mess and it's so intense.
I'm not going to predict.
Don't predict anything here on Bocage. It's a wild one as we saw those final few moments. They were a lot of fun, gotta say, man. It's going to be a good year, Charles. This is going to be wild. And also, it didn't go to the game clock.
It did not. I think earlier in the year there was a stat JP threw out that maybe like 80% of the games were ending on time. Well, these teams are starting to figure out a little bit better, and of course on land, well, usually the map slows down. Maybe Bocage is the exception to the rule, but I mean, even still, a hell of a way to kick off this series. And now we move into Search and Destroy, where I'm thinking for LAG, yes, they can bounce back. Hook, I know, has been grinding Search and Destroy, but this is where I think Florida, this is their biggest threat.
I mean, I don't know. I got no predictions. I got nothing. I'm just ragingly. What? You hitting me? What is it?
Dude, we get snipes back, bro. I am so excited on Berlin. I don't know who's pulling out the boomstick for Florida, but if we're on Berlin, I mean, at least half the rounds, they're going to be sniped. Yeah. Someone needs to put on a show. If the pros think it's OP, I'm here to expect them to prove it.
Well, also, I mean, it's an interesting thing when we think about the difference now, right now, because of course we've Search and Destroy as a game, and for the newer viewers here, it's 6 rounds, you know, for the win. We take turns attacking and defending bomb sites. This is a much slower game mode, a much bigger map as well. Bocage was kind of a little bit claustrophobic. Berlin's one of the bigger maps in the game, and a fan favorite as far as I'm concerned. I think it's great fun. What do you think, mate? I mean, is this going to be an LAG bounce back? Come on, man. It's also single limb. If you lose today, friends, you're out. You're done. You get nothing.
I think that would be a tragic way to end. You go out to Texas just to get 3-0'd potentially to kick off your year. But again, Berlin, we expect the snipes. We already talked about, at least on the desk, they did the stats from Hook. He had an incredibly strange Cold War season, but when he was playing, his S&D stats were elite. One of the best first blood percentages we had in the game. And on a map like Berlin, you can be incredibly creative. You can take, I mean, a dozen or so different routes really from either side of the table. And of course, the snipes, I don't know who's pulling it out. I know it's gunless for LAG. Yeah. Florida, I've seen nothing.
Skyz can probably snipe. Big Wake. You know Big Wake's got it. You know he's packing. You know it.
No comment.
What the hell? Let's get into the game, friends. We're almost there. And again, we're just getting everyone to the lobby, loading things up. New Call of Duty fans, though, welcome. We hope you're enjoying yourselves here on Vanguard. Crazy times. And again, wish we could have got to you sooner, frankly. We've all been itching to get competitive Call of Duty back into our veins. And Skyz, starting things off great. Mr. Bueno, certainly invested in something during the off-season, had a good time. And Asim as well, a player who, we look back at his last season chance, he had a really interesting up-and-down season for the New York Subliners. I think he came out on top in a brilliant, brilliant way.
Well, I think Asim, in my mind, I mean, he has to be like at the tippy top of the list of like best teammate you could possibly have in this CDL. I mean, if you have a map where he needs to be cracked out, he can provide. Do you need good comms? Do you need the route man? Do you need the vibes? He literally is the whole package of the teammate. And you're looking at a team that is like full of legends. Gunless had like a 3-year rampage where he was the best player in the game throughout the tail end of the Jetpack years. We haven't seen that Gunless in quite some time. Even Hook is that same caliber player. Slasher, world champion, but the past couple of years, Asim has been that guy, the potential glue of this Guerrillas squad. And well, they need the glue here on Berlin. the bounce back game the Guerrillas are looking for. It obviously goes without saying, going down 2-0 in the series and giving momentum to a team from Florida who, again, was expected to be at the very bottom of the CDL. Not a fun spot for the Guerrillas to be in.
Not a fun spot indeed. Here we go, though. Search and destroy. Map number 2. Over to Berlin, we have it. And up first, it will be LAG on offense. And we're teetering over towards the B-bomb site. And we're going to get a fight straight off the rip. It's happening. And it's Røkkr with a sweet nade to start things off. And a 2-piece.
First Blood Reaper, there you go. That is what Røkkr provides. Good nature for the first, and they get the bomb down, and already, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, they win this round. You get that bomb planted on the B site, and you have the man advantage. It is incredibly difficult to try to work your way and clear out the bottom side of this map, and even the setup from the Guerrillas, it's perfect. Asim can stay in the site. The spot Slasher is in at the far side of the map. He can see the bomb from there, and well, Røkkr, he is the cutoff king. The third kill from him for the first round. He doesn't get the ace, but that is perfection of a round number 1. First Bloods on point, coordinated nades, and the perfect setup you have towards the end is Slasher able to go and take down that final kill.
Yeah, Slasher's the insurance policy there towards the end, just in case the rest of his teammates fall. He's still watching that bomb from that long line of sight. We swap sides now. We give the Florida Mutineers a chance to bite back, as they will now take bomb to either A or B and trying to kill everyone on LAG.
And I think really you just saw the B strat sort of get shown off, right? You always have someone in some nerd spot at the far right side of the map if you go towards B, but now we're actually seeing Dave Patty. I don't know if he saw Gunless cross, and well, Gunless gets the first blood, shreds Skyz in that moment, and does get traded. So you'll have a 3v3 around this site, and this is very quick flanks right now for the LA Guerrillas coming through. They've got 2 players on the steps. This is perfect for a retake.
Dead silence activated for 2 members of the LAG. Røkkr's going to get cut down to the flank. Great awareness there from Big Wake. Asim. He has no idea what just happened. Dave comes in and gives the 1-2 and gives the advantage now to the Mutineers. Less than 30 seconds left as Dave Patty and Awakening going up against Slasher. Dead silence activated of his own. He's got a few moments to be silent. Oh, they're low. There's one. The Mad Titan now in a 1v1. 15 seconds now for Awakening to get the bomb down or win the gunfight against Slasher. And here he goes, throws shoulders. Oh, he didn't see him. Ah, there it is.
And I think Awakening might have seen him as well, right? He was just playing off the clock. He knows he doesn't, as long as Slasher isn't defusing in the moment, he doesn't have to kill him straight away. And that's a pretty nice round for the bounce back for Florida, attacking over towards that A site, because I thought the double pinch that was coming through from the Guerrillas might have been the perfect way to retake, but I think it was Dave Patty able to sniff out a seam and basically be the dagger player in the round. But Guerrillas, what we saw from them, quick B plant, easy peasy. Round on offense. And it looks like they're going back to Old Faithful if it ain't broke. Or a spread.
Maybe a bit of a spread. We'll see if Røkkr can find another 2 right off the rip. Dave Patty. Highest point of the map, Gunners for the opening read. His automaton rings out over this cold night in Berlin and finds the first. Vivid though. Sneaky as you like. Oh, will he read the second kill as well? Hit and run tactics. Slash is now trying to find him. 3v3. Bomb down right in the middle of the map.
Keep in mind, this game tells you when the other team picks up the bomb. Then again, cruise missiles apparently are on 7, so...
Glide bomb.
Glide bomb.
Glide bomb. It's 1945.
I read the patch notes. That's my problem. Florida able to get a couple kills. They've gotten first blood at every single round, but this is a nice bounce back. And again, if that bomb is down, I mean, this is as free as can be. Slasher, again, the player left in the clutch situation. It might be handed to him. There's the first. Gunfight. Can't quite get the second. Aim assist a little bit shaky, specifically through that window.
He almost got that second, man. I mean, the kill time in Vanguard is very, very fast. Okay. What?
You're not wrong.
Excuse him. What? Well, Big Wake still doing what Big Wake does. A nice round still to the Mutineers.
3 for 3, though, for first bloods on the side of the Guerrillas. They have been on point, even though they don't get that round win. If they can keep that going, whether it be from the nades or if Gunless can just continue to provide, you will take what you get. In Florida, apparently they favor the A site. This is back-to-back rounds. They're going straight to A again. Dave Patty is watching that cross. He should be able to feed this information, say, hey, guys, it is a 3 versus 2 on site. They're in there. Awakening Shinobu Røkkr there to take him down.
Brings out of nowhere, finds the first. Will he dip dive, find any more? No, Vivid guns up in time. Oh, Vivid gets 2. Now he's got the bomb and he's got a 3v2 situation. And look at that mini-map. It's your boy.
Dave Paddy's already on the flank, looking to deal some damage here, and this could be the death knell. Checks the corners, there's one, and the second, if he gets it, oh my word, the teamwork prevails. The Mutineers too fast, too smart. Another great round, it's 3-1.
And just a very simple call from the team, right? After Vivid shreds the first two, Dave Paddy, he's just clearing out the rest of the map. He knows that everyone from Guerrillas going to be wrapping back towards that site. He plays the flank perfectly, and his teammates doing a nice job of making sure they do not throw away their lives. A very well-executed round as Florida, again, I'm going to say it maybe 5 more times throughout this series. This is a team that everyone was expecting to be at the very bottom of the CDL, especially so this tournament. And here they are on cruise control in spite of the first bloods in a pretty good spot.
Big Wake doing what he can. Again, opening doors in this game, doors, breakable windows, and breakable bits of walls, and walls that you can break, and all sorts of that. You know what I'm talking about. All of that now plays into the strategy of these teams. And Røkkr may have slipped on through, but Awakening there by the small statue in the 1v1 now. Aggression, timing, perfect. Big Wake strikes once again. Wow, Gunless wins an important fight. Slasher recovers the bomb, 3v3. And Dave has got a nice angle here to look over towards the bomb site and help out as much as he can through the window. Will it land? No. LAG, they vacated the bomb site, giving it up, making the rotate.
And they're going for the quick wrap, and actually look how aggressive Skyz is playing. They might be set up for this read. They might be waiting for it to come through. Someone right there is top 3. Vivid up top. He has to find one, but he gets caught. This rotation for the Guerrillas, they are taking their time, and they still have a little bit left. And that B site is wide open. And again, if you get this bomb planted on B, you're going to have Florida. They have to clear out so much of the map, and it's about the timing. Gunless there, though. He catches the flanker, and Dave Paddy, good luck in this 1 versus 3.
And Dave Paddy, will he prove to be the big bad wolf against these 3 little pigs? Here we go. Slasher's eyes on. Pure aggression. He knows the fight's coming. Oh my. Okay, I'll give it to him, man. He put up a damn good fight. But LAG, a wonderful rotation, saves them the round, and they stop the bleeding quickly.
And it's just, again, a good call to go for that rotation. You had Dave in top 3 of fire, shooting you through the walls. There was no real clear openings to get that bomb planted on A, so, hey, might as well just leave it. Go towards the other site. And again, anytime a team can get that bomb planted on B, I mean, you have to say, even if they have the man disadvantage, still a very good possibility of winning that round on offense. But Guerrillas bounce back, and I think right now, looking at the scoreboard, Skyz yet to get a kill. The same thing for Asim. Dave Paddy on the cross. Saw at least 2. The smoke came out just a little late.
Awakening's trailed on the door. If Røkkr flies through, he's a dead man, making a lot of noise, trying to bait something out. Vivid on the flank. Oh my god, it works straight out. Manages to get the first on a Gunless. The first blood wizard in Cold War. And Awakening finds 2 more. Now Slasher, last up in the 1v4. This is not going to be a pretty fight, but he may be able to make something of this. There's the shots, but the numbers work out on the Mutineers. Another great round from them. Vivid, another brilliant start.
I feel like Zuma somewhere just out there celebrating just that mid-map hit, the instant flake coming through, and that is, again, it is just very simple decisions and calls right now from the Mutineers that are making the difference, and Vivid pretty much as soon as he gets it, I mean, that's the wrap over towards the A site. You're just going to have Guerrillas worried about the flank. You don't know where Vivid is, the pressure coming through on the actual site. That is a hyper-efficient round. If I'm LAG, I'm thinking just go back to B. That's where they've had the most success. And it looks like the bomb is certainly leaning that direction.
Here's the B hit. Skyz will be the player watching the cross.
Smokes out.
Makes his way in. Skyz should be there. They have bomb site. Looking to the remaining members of Mutineers flying through middle. Here they come. Røkkr managed to take care of 1, though. That could slow them down just enough. Any more is brilliant, and Røkkr somehow managed to get 2. Will he be able to get the 3rd as well? That would be unbelievable. This entire play has been cut to pieces. A disaster here on defense from the Mutineers. Røkkr won't find any more. It's over to Skyz, and Gunless has got his number. The Guerrillas, old B faithful, works out for them.
And again, there's the first bloods on point. Røkkr, a menace when he delivers. And that was massive for him to get those kills as well over towards that P2 hardpoint, excuse me. It was 3 players from Florida trying to steam their way through the middle of the map, but they ran into the Skywalker. They got cut down, and again, Guerrillas, at least on offense, over towards that B site. That is where they have thrived. And on the flip side, Florida, I think just about every single round, just straight bullies over towards A. They've been able to do whatever they want. If it ain't broke, you don't need to fix it. And no one crossed. I think they might have the information. There's a couple late hits, and that's why Guerrillas, they're going down low to try to have some flanks. They're trying to be sneaky.
How sneaky can they be? We'll find out. The roaring tones of Bear McCreary rearing out here as Gunless finds his first, and Skyz catches 1. Hipfire at the ready. Pistol, just as dangerous, and Paddy there. Dave, sorry mate, as he makes his way to reinforce quickly. 3v3. The Seam and Vivid both tip out for their respective teams. Chance that low ground has paid off now for the Guerrillas.
And Guerrillas in such a good spot too. You got number 7 Gunless. He can actually see over this A side, or he might be juggling back and forth. You have Hook potentially could go for a late pinch, but you also have a couple different crosses. Guerrillas have all of the bases covered. And even if you plant on A, Hook can make this play. He did not spot Skyz up top. Did he?
No, I don't know. He's sneaky. Oh, he saw a head. He saw him now. And now look at him go. I'm going to kill him. Flying forward he goes. Skyz, he's in the window. Oh my God. 25 on the clock. Bomb's being planted. Slasher runs into it. That's the bomb being planted. 3v2. Mutineers now buckling in for the fight. Skyz has got the other side of the map covered. Who's flying forward? Cut to pieces. Gunless now on the 1v3. This is for map point. Big P, what have you got? And on the bomb site, and it's nothing. Chance, what have you've got, your mouth is wide open.
Is someone from Guerrillas faded? Am I crazy? Hook spotted Skyz top third, jumping over towards like the A side of the map, and he just cuts left. There was no one over there from Florida. I don't know if they got baited by a stun. I don't know if there was a bad call out or if Hook is just on a different planet. But in that moment, that felt strange because the setup for the retake was actually there over towards A for Guerrillas, and they just sort of give it up. And here we are for Florida, 1 round away from getting the dub, and Asim still sitting on the donut. This man needs to find something. It's Guerrillas leaning towards B, but this time Vivid and Skyz a bit more aggressive through docks.
Let's see if the search for the move on is over. 2 players are towards B now for the Mutineers on the defense. Asim slowing things down, bomb in hand. They're going to try to find a pick before they make their way in towards a bomb site. They've got presence over towards A as well, and it's Dave. He manages to open up the first here on Gunless. The first blood, incredibly important. Pops steady immediately, looking to find a few more, but a stalemate indeed here, Chance. This is map point for the Mutineers.
Someone for Guerrillas needs to find a pick, and well, Hook, too over-aggressive. He was looking for something instead. He just gets caught. Slasher with an opening, but already look at number 1 on the minimap. You already got Train pushed out. B is completely locked down, and for Guerrillas, I mean, you got a little bit of time. You need to make sure you clear out all of these spots as they fall one by one. Slasher, the final one up, and he will be the final one down. Florida Mutineers, 2 maps in a row. They are looking hot.
The writing was on the wall in that final round, as there we have it. 2-0 here in the series so far. The Florida Mutineers have certainly come to play, and that's a stinger. That's a stinger there for the LAG players. I mean, we had a lot of hope for them coming into that one. Of course, the Bocage was so close, but Search and Destroy there in Berlin comes to a close, and Chance, I think this is an upset.
I mean, apparently not. It might be an upset from everyone else's perspective, but I think Florida might disagree. By the way, first Search and Destroy map of the year and the first donut as well. Asim, the first player to take that tumble, and Guerrillas, well, in a tough spot. Again, if you have Florida that was expected to be around 11th in the power rankings, if you get 3-0'd by those guys, that's going to be a tough flight home.
I mean, aLLeY called them to win it. She called Scump to win the solo YOLO. Who knows? She may be a genius, but this is an interesting start. No, it has to be said. I mean, this is a wild one. We have no idea what to expect coming into Vanguard. Our power rankings are going out the window slowly but surely. But our first series, man, it's a fun one, man. It's an interesting start to the season so far. And I mean, Control's coming up next, obviously, a game mode that we know plenty about from previous games, but it's very different here in Vanguard, and I don't know what to expect.
It's also very tricky, right? Because these pros have only had, I mean, a few weeks at this point to actually practice Control. Like, anyone says that Call of Duty pros can't adapt, they are crazy. I mean, again, Cruise Missiles just yesterday took 5 kills to actually earn, and well, it is on the day changes these players have to make, and you go into Control. Actually, I will say, I think Guerrillas are going to win map 3. I'm confident that. I've seen them play this map once, and I think they played incredibly well.
Well, we've watched plenty of scrims in the lead up, of course, to this event, and pretty well is one thing, but we're going to be playing Tuscan Control after this as we look across these highlights here from Berlin, Search and Destroy. Tactical prowess, maybe not so much, but a couple of sweet corners. I mean, that's really what Berlin's all about. It's good rotations, it's great map movements. Your shot can only be so good at this level of Call of Duty.
It's also like very simple play calls that need to be made, right? And I think one of the biggest mistakes Guerrillas made was in that round when Hook spotted Skyz, and again, just cut to the wrong direction, ends up giving up the bomb plan. There are just so many situations where Guerrillas, they just put themselves in a spot where there is simply nothing you can do. So Florida Mutineers, well, not picked them apart in map 1, certainly did so in map number 2, but I mean, they're just looking so good in this series. I will say, though, I trust Guerrillas for the bounce back in game 3.
Look,
I really do.
We need it. We need it. Because again, Guerrillas fans, we know there's plenty of you here in the stadium, and I know that you don't want to be going home early, although there is a bar directly beneath us, so if you have to drown your sorrows, you're in the right place. But here we go, Tuscan Control, map number 3, Berlin Hardpoint, of course, and Desert Siege, just indeed, that we do have to go the distance. But Tuscan's going to be cool, man. I'm a massive fan of Tuscan. One of my favorite maps, again, alongside Berlin, like the big ones, you know, like the big ones, because we're slow and old, and I love those playing those long lines of sight with the ARs. But we're going to go to a very, very quick commercial break. When we come back, Tuscan Control, and potentially the last map here in the series for LAG. Find out what happens after the break.
Duty League is brought to you by Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Gentlemen, mesdames and messieurs, welcome back. We're ready to rock and roll into Tuscan Control. I can't help but make this stuff rhyme. You know that. I just can't help it. I can't help it, Chance. I can't help it. We're ready to rock and roll, friends. Mutineers up 2-0 in the series thus far, and it is a surprise to quite a lot of folks. I think the analyst desk is scratching their chins. Maybe not aLLeY. She called this one quite a while away, mate.
I mean, fair enough. She does have fantastic calls, but in my mind right now, the story, at least from the side of the Guerrillas, is just about redemption as an organization, right? A very tough, first 2 years that they have had. They had the squad wipe. Bring this new team on, full of veterans, full of guys like Hook, like world-class players who, well, now need redemption in their own right. Whether it is a turmoil of a past year for a guy like Hook or a couple tough years, because we both know that Slasher hates online play. Well, it is land now. You are down 0-2. They need redemption in this series. But again, Tuscan Control, I think that the Guerrillas are going to handle it very well. We can talk about it a little bit more when the map actually jumps in. But I think Tuscan is going to have a very specific strategy that is going to be optimal, that almost all teams are going to adopt. And what I mean by that is don't hit B off the rip. It just is not worth it. It really isn't.
You've made that very, very simple there, mate. And again, we go to Tuscan now, and it's like, well, what are we looking out for, friends? We're looking out for those hits over towards A off the rip. And you'll know what we mean when the map loads up. You see what's going on, because let's face it, you're getting shot straight out of a cannon and straight into that point, because it's basically right next to where everyone spawns.
In Tuscan, again, when you talk about the A-B sites, it's similar to search and destroy. You can get to A basically faster than the defense can, so it's not necessarily a free cap, but if you try to go to B off the rip, you might just put yourself in a dire situation. It will be rare that we see aggression towards B from the offensive team, but also more importantly, take your time with it. You don't need to rush into things to actually capture this A zone. I think the teams that are going to be the best on this map are going to be the teams that leave one player on it, and you just play for kills, find the kills, and that is how you win offensive rounds. You do it with the slang.
Here he goes. Big wake, doing what big wake does. He finds 4 right off the rip, and he's got a couple more at the bottom side of church if he really wants it. The rest of the team, though, capturing A. Second tick already gone. A minute 20 on the clock. Chance is about to become 2.
And again, this is perfect. Leave one guy on, buy as much time as you possibly can, and just try to collect these kills. Dave Patty gets the next one, and already Vivid, he's pushing through these spawns. He doesn't need to go towards that B point. If he lives at this back tank, he will be spawning out these Guerrillas players right at the top right of the minimap, and then if they can ever find the kills, it makes that roto over towards B that much easier. The Mutineers, they have the game plan. This is the strategy that is best in my mind on Tuscan.
They're executing it very well. B zone, the only one remaining now on the map. 2 minutes with the clock to work with. We've got 26 lives of the Mutineers to throw at that point. Only 20. Los Angeles Guerrillas there. Lives remaining just underneath the control board. Skyz from behind, won't catch much. Over the point we go, Slasher. It's his job now to defend this point essentially alone. Dave Patty, though, wins the battle. The numbers now flying their way forward. From the church, we'll find a few, but Awakening's got that angle covered. Hook managed to make that safe. Gunners look forward the pinch. The defense looks a little solid, but we need more Guerrillas players forward. More Guerrillas players past that B zone, trying to push the Mutineers back into their spawn.
The Mutineers, they just want to push the pace, right? Whether or not you're going towards B, as long as you are aggressive, you strip down these lives, and you got Vivid flying through. 3 for him. You got 2 bodies, or maybe just 1 on the actual point. But you got him lined up and taken down. Awakening gets 2. The next one.
Oh my God!
And goodness gracious, 19-7 on the life count. Florida, they're playing TDM.
They're playing TDM. There's 2 ticks at B now gone. There's 1 remaining. Oh, who is it? It's Hook. He managed to get close, but it's not enough. The lives are out. 19-3. This has been a whooping in round 1.
A whooping indeed, and there is no energy, so much so that the cameras can't even show them to save the embarrassment. That is picturesque of what you want on the offensive round. I mean, maybe stack the point after you get the triple wipe, maybe a little bit quicker, but again, that is just as well as you can handle right from the start. That is how you play Tuscan Control.
Yeah, that was disgusting. Big rebound time now for LAG. We'll see if they can do it to the Mutineers back now on offense, because there does seem to be quite a favored map. I get seaside vibes from BO4 from Tuscan a little bit. With the sense that you got one zone that's a real easy cap, the second one's a lot harder to get to. But the way that spawns work on this map in particular, it is vicious. It's vicious once you get. We saw what Vivid just did. That was a stunning, stunning ending.
You see the exact same setup, by the way, right? One body left on this A point. You're just capping it as slowly as possible, looking for the kills. But the difference is, Guerrillas can actually find them. Skyz right now on a 5 spree, and the streaks might be a little bit weird in this game as of late, but they're still nice to have. Owakening finds the flank, takes down 2. A has not been captured, and you got control in a gunny like that. Florida, I mean, they're just on cruise control.
Incredible timing from Big Wake. Again, looking at the capture on that A zone. They're now draining the final tick on A. That's brilliant defensive play now from the Florida Mutineers, still forcing the way forward. Guerrillas not out of this one yet. Gunners on the scene now. One tree at a time. They'll make their way in. Skyz is tagged up a little bit. You should see them be able to overthrow the point now. Here comes the fight. Gunners is in. Shots are good. Owakening drops. He's still got players to deal with, and Gunless now essentially alone. And Slasher can help him with the fight on mid. Nah, Vivid's there. Great timing. And back and forth we go. Finally now, the Guerrillas will win the fights. Eyes on that minimap. They're going to overthrow the A zone. They managed to get themselves a minute extra time on the clock. 2 minutes now to play with, and they do have a life lead.
That is plenty of time for the Guerrillas to work with. And right now, Vivid, he is effectively the lone man on this tank for this setup, and that's exactly where the pressure's coming through. Who can't even get the kills. They get chopped down, and nice and stationary towards the back. Florida just trying to catch up on lives.
Yeah, they're doing what they can to just find those kills. Close spawns, as you can see. Jesus, Big Wake, 8 HP, but your boy is frying. There was a lot of worry chance about Big Wake coming into the season's Awakening. It hasn't looked that hot online.
Well, I mean, hey, maybe this would be a different time for him, but they're getting all these kills. Now you actually get map pressure, and this is where the tables kind of turn on offense. It is not easy to get towards this B point. Right now, Florida, there are no openings. Guerrillas, they are stacking up, everyone flooding through P5. Hey. There's the first, the second one is there, and so far, they can't even get out of that room.
He runs out of bullets, but that could have been another one. Slasher now trying to find an opening. 1 kill at a time, 1 minute remaining. It's 3 for Big Wake, it's 4 for Big Wake, and somehow he takes care of Slasher. That was unbelievable. There's an MP40 in hand now, and a couple more kills to be had. Hoop, the bunny hop over the top, flying forward. Look at this fight now through the doorway. Gunless, aBeZy trades on point. aBeZy can't win it, and that defensive hold is going to be huge for the Mutineers.
Well, it opens up the middle of the map for a brief moment. Slasher may be able to make a play. If he can find this kill that actually opens up the P5 push, but Guerrillas instead, they're trying to work their way through Church, but 30 seconds on the clock. This might just come down to time. Guerrillas, they need to actually step foot on B just to stop the time from ticking down. And right now, they're going kind of slow.
Whoa, Awakening saw that long line of sight cover. aBeZy's going to get cut down as well. Here comes Gunless to back him up. Is this going to be enough to get going? 15 seconds. You have to make a play right now, Guerrillas. And Hook's trying to make it happen. Can't quite get it done. No lives left, and it is falling to pieces. The final 10 seconds or the remaining 3 lives. Take your pick. The Mutineers, they show the goods on offense. They're showing the goods on defense as well. They will now go 2-0 up in control.
That is a tough round for the Guerrillas. Again, the opening break was solid. You get 2 minutes on the clock to work with after you capture A. Plenty of time, but they really just never found their footing. No one was ever to be annoying, get behind enemy lines. And keep in mind, Vivid for Florida, that was round number 1. He was able to get in the back, cause the confusion, find these kills, and really stagger the push on defense. The Guerrillas on the flip side played a little bit slow, and honestly, the AR players finding none of the kills. Slasher nearly triple negative, Gunless double negative. They are struggling.
12-5 for Skyz. Pressure still on the A zone. Slasher's going to find 2. Nice bit of work. They don't manage to get that first segment of A cleaned up. Woo! Gunless keeping mid-map safe. Vivid now. Fighting his way forward, looking to buy some space. They should be able to close out that first segment on A, but it's not going to be an easy one. 2-2 split right now for the Guerrillas on defense, fighting their way forward. aBeZy's managed to get himself into mid-map. This is huge. He can do a lot of damage here if he can set himself up. Awakening, sneaky Awakening's going over to B.
I don't think he is, actually. You can't get that solo cap over towards B. He's trying to cut through the middle of the map, maybe just to help his teammates. Skyz ready for the gunfight for the flank. And you talk about a big kill, that's actually a 4-man wipe. And now we go back to what we saw in round number 1. And keep in mind, you got players like Vivid, they're up through Church. They do have the pressure on B. It's a 2-front war, and every bit of pressure over here counts. Vivid, he's got to play his life. He needs to stay alive. And well, if you know anything about Vivid, he is always hungry for that next gunfight.
Yeah, your boy likes to throw himself into the battles every opportunity he possibly can get. A gone. Over to B now we go. 2 minutes to play with once again. 21-19 in the life count. Mutineers with a slight lead. It's enough to work with for now. Hook, the Wonder Kid. What can he do? Big 1v1 against Vivid wins it. Holds that side of the map down. As you can see, the mini-map, a slow and steady approach now from the Mutineers. They've got their pick of choice when when it comes to where they want to hit from, and Hook's going all the way. If you can catch those players in mid, all good, but we'll see if this pays off in a moment. The battle now becoming much, much closer to the B zone, though, for the Guerrillas.
Well, for Hook, he's got to go fast, right? He's got to help his teammates over towards the pressure. You see Gunless over on the back tank. He's putting a little bit of work. Hook makes his move, and he should be there for potential cleanups. Dave is sort of left alone over towards P5, and even Hook's positioning is forcing that spawn just a little bit farther out from Florida. That should tell Guerrillas everything they need to know. The pressure's coming through the P1 side of the map, but in spite of that, they've given it up. Dave is picking up a couple kills, and Florida putting in the work. Hook the last one up for the team. Couple trades coming through, but honestly, it's a life lead. It's a minute. Florida Mutineers, they're looking great.
Already on B, here comes the cap. The clock has been stopped. Who can't get further forward because of Vivid. A brick wall of defense. A blade on offense. The man is simply untouchable right now. Dave Paddy, he's making fans already. This boy has been slaying out. 18 and 11. Streaks to work with as well. A couple more to be had here as he holds him down. Lets Vivid get in there and get up close. The pistol from aSeam, what a kill. As he makes his way forward, now trying to pressure Skyz. The second segment. Oh, there's the contest. Hook saves it just in the nick of time and drains it as well. A minute to play with.
I'm going to say a minute is just so much time to find 7 kills. Florida, their slaying has been on point. And if you can get to the objective, it's nice. But really, I mean, honestly, just group up. Go for trades, or maybe they're just trying to set themselves up across the map to actually pinch the point. But Guerrillas, it is a very tight setup. Vivid ready for the gunfight. There's the first. 6 lives remaining for the Guerrillas.
He's a tough kill, it has to be said. Stun lands, doesn't do as much damage as it once did. There's the kill from Vivid. Your boy is frying, man. The centering, everything, the timing is all good. 30 seconds, though, as we speak of time, and that is the issue right now. Guerrillas, forward you go. 5 lives for the Guerrillas, 9 for the Mutineers, as we get now into the twilight of this map. Here's the slide forward, Vivid cut down aSeam with a big kill. Can't quite get 2, but the teammates are there. Trade still abound. Hook will on force spree, and he's in a great corner here to hold the defensive line over by B.
And that is a pace that is slowed down. Only 8 seconds on the clock. Florida, you're just going to have to dive over towards the actual point. Awakening making the move just to stop the clock. 3 lives remaining, though, for the Guerrillas. No respawns.
No respawns left. 5.3 on the clock. They managed to get in there. Awakening's going to deal the damage. Any more kills? No. Gunless with 2. Slasher, aSeam.
Oh, there you go.
And there you go. I mean, I almost laid an egg. That was a tight one. LAG, they get on the board. But they are in dire straits right now as they have to win an offensive round as well. And Control and Tuscan getting spicy.
And honestly, for the Guerrillas that round, just a nice job of slowing that pace down, right? There's a minute left and only like 7 lives remaining, but no unnecessary gunfights. The trades were certainly on point, but it's worth mentioning. We had a theme at the early start of Cold War for Control where kills decided defense. That obviously got changed to the progression on the point. Well, we're back to kills. So it is more of the TDM, and right now, Florida, they're up by 10, 15 lives, so that's what gives you defense, that's what you want to have. So Guerrillas, they want to win this round, and they want to dominate it. And so far, maybe so good. Looking on a life advantage, Slasher, 11 and 21, just simply cannot win the gunfight. Now you give up the Godheady. Florida had this kind of pressure on defense. Florida, I mean, this is as good of a spot as you could be on defense. They're looking pretty good.
Yeah, Big Wake is absolutely frying right now. He's having a great time. As Awakening's got the corner covered by you, the Ben side of the map. Good push forward now from Gunners to Slasher. Able to get a little bit of pressure, but once again, it's Reese Vivid. He's on point now. Cut Slasher down as well, and oh my! Whoa! He didn't. No, he didn't get it. He didn't get it. It's okay. It's all right. Vivid didn't get it.
And that is a 4 wipe as well, so maybe Guerrillas buying a little bit of pressure, but that is a decent bit of time that has been stripped off the clock, and obviously no progression over towards A. And so Florida, again, you can honestly, just go fight tooth and nail. Get this one guy off of A, and that time is ticking down. As soon as Gunless falls, if you can take him down, massive benefit, because that time is a ticking. And of course, those lives, well, both teams starting to run out.
Yeah, it's been a vicious, vicious round here. We haven't captured A yet, and both teams are bleeding out. 15 for the Florida Mutineers, 18 for LAG. TDM indeed. Dave, whoa. Gunfights in this game are stressful. Vivid now pushing forward, trying to help out Awakening on the pinch. A still being captured. And here come the lethals and tacticals, something we're going to see a lot of here in Vanguard. There's Big P, Gunless, finding a few more kills for on point. A's done. Forward they go, and the killing still continues. 10 lives remaining now for the Mutineers.
And Gunless has really stepped it up this round, and he's got to keep it going, right? 2 players over towards that back tank. A massive gunfight down low that Dave Paddy actually wins. Now for Guerrillas, you're forced to just go through church, get to the back if you can. aSeam baiting for his teammates. Gunless gets another kill. And the route man looking for the paycheck, but Dave Paddy, again, all of those gunfights down low. If you're the guy towards Plat on defense, if you fall, your team is going to be in a terrible spot, but he is clutched up again. Only 58 seconds left in this round. Admittedly for Guerrillas, though, 5 life lead.
It's good enough for now. Down the sort of 4 spree. Streaks would help. As seen with an unfortunate team kill as Dave. He's on the back line now. Oh, wow, that was close. Good trades. Still, as the Guerrillas are holding this one close, but they still have to maintain the kills. 7 lives remaining for the Mutineers now, and they are turtling up.
In a super tight setup, exactly. They're turtling up. They want to slow it down. They're down on lives. They need to make sure that every single kill, if they fall, you have to get the trades. And Guerrillas, you got to start pushing this pace. 25 seconds, time is ticking. If you don't win this first set of gunfights, you spawn so far away, they got to go.
Oh, Slasher with in and out, finds a nice kill. Hook from behind, no lives left, 4 to 9. And this could be it. LAG looking to force the final round. Clock has been paused as well. Dave now looking to find these players now pushing their way forward. Hook wins another one in the back line. It's who can spawn kill each other faster. 2 lives left now. Surely this is it. Surely they can't hold it, and that should be it. 1 player left for the Mutineers. Got to find him. Got to capture the zone as well. And there we go. Final round. It is not over yet for the Guerrillas.
I don't think they were quite able to pull off to get defense for the final round. They won by 7 lives towards the end. I think Florida still has that advantage, but even still, I mean, I suppose it could end up being an offensive-sided map. Technically, we do not know. The expectation is for defense, but I gotta say right now, aBeZy has been putting in work. Bounce back from the map number 2 where he dropped the donut, now leading the lobby in slaying. And this is where it's happening. It is the B push off the rip. It'll be rare that you see it, but it is perfect for the round 5.
Oh my God. Guerrillas, they've done it. They've got themselves onto the B zone. No kills just yet. They're going to do, well, there's the first from Hook, but again, you've got to now watch the pitch from all sorts of angles. Who's that sneaky Owakening? He's having a great game so far. 30 and 19 here in the final round. Can he be the dagger? Slasher doesn't watch his back. Forward the kills go. You still have to worry about gunless in the spawn now of the Mutineers, but for a brief moment, that is now done. Over towards the A zone we go once again. A couple of kills either way. Chance, I'm not sure if it was the most, adept opening there from the Guerrillas.
I've seen a couple attempts like in scrims and whatnot. I've never actually seen it work. Again, I think going to B is risky. But again, if you're looking for the opening in the round 5, I suppose you can give it a try. But now you're just back to that sort of default positioning for the Guerrillas, where admittedly, 2 life lead, still 50 seconds or 56 seconds left on the clock in this round. So they're back to wheeling and dealing. Decent setup that they have, nice little spread. And again, just back to normal Tuscan.
Hook's got a sweet corner, but Dave's got walls, man. He reads that. Slasher, any more to be had? Oh, baby, thank God for your teammates. Ooh, that was a scary one. A zone. Saying goodbye to you in a brief moment. Over towards B we go, and it's going to be Hook leading the charge. To the bottom side of Church he will go. Owakening above him. Won't hear a thing though, as Hook's popped dead silent. So he's able to get deep, and he has. He's gone all the way across. Now he's kind of checking for something. I think he's looking for a Private Ryan maybe at this point in time, but we'll see if he can find it. No, he will not. Dave's going to take him down. Great positioning from that top plat side. And the B defense will still hold. 1:35 on the clock.
And Florida already doing the thing where, again, on defense, you're trying to slow this pace down. Couple players right now coming in through Church, and Vivid with the wide setup, so it's important for him to make the reads over towards P5. You can see all the pressure coming in through Church. Dave ready for the first, but that's 3 players inside. Owakening able to take down 2, and the trades are there. Big Wake showing up. That next offensive push gets stopped. Guerrillas, well, Hook, he's got to wait for his teammates to gear up and try again, but even Owakening on the map, he is the player that can just be a dagger in this push.
Life count still very even, 14 to 16. Hook with a nice big one. There we go. Kill starting to work out for the LAG players. Dave, is he going up in time? The answer is no. Hook's making his play. Forward he goes, onto the B zone. This could be massive. Vivid on the flank. That will come into play in just a brief moment, but for the time being, aBeZy is reaping his way through the spawn there of the Mutineers.
I know you got the setup. You got 2 players pushed out the back. It's really only Vivid that can stop this right now in the hill, but even though the kills are just falling, finally you get him off the point, but look at the lives. A 7 life difference in Florida. They're around the point, but I mean, the LA Guerrillas, it's a 2-2 split on both sides. They have no control of their own spawn. Guerrillas still in such a good spot.
A chaotic situation to be now on this Tuscan Control. Gunners and Slasher now. The veterans, forward they go, but it's into Owakening. Trades abound. Good work either way. Dave, what can the youngster bring now? What can he find? As again, the split is still on. aBeZy is still alive in the spawn of the Mutineers.
And it's 3 lives remaining. I mean, there's nothing you can do. Guerrillas just sitting inside their base, racking up all the kills. They have done the hard work, potentially, to start this reverse sweep. It's just a matter of getting these final few kills in Florida. They are grouped up together. It is 3. They need a 4-man wipe, but they get daggered in the side. You got Gunless taken down to Owakening, last man standing. He cannot get it done. And Guerrillas get a map on the board. As predicted, they win the Tuscan Control.
Woo! Tuscan Control, the reverse sweep after going up by 2. LAG get themselves on the board, and I will say, that was a sweat, man. That I don't know about you, friends, but that looked like it was hard work. Slash has aged a whole year in that lobby.
I mean, at this point, he's got to be like 97 years old the way he has been aging recently, but that is an incredible bounce back. That is what veterans can bring to the table, right? You are down 2-0. You get bullied out in the search and destroy. And again, you would have seen dropping a donut in map 2. You talk about the bounce back map, 40 bomb. He is able to collect on Tuscan. And again, really just the Guerrillas making up for those first 2 rounds where things got tough. They really started to get some momentum on their side.
They certainly did. Asim, we talked about him earlier, and we said he was a player that really requires his teammates, when they need him to step up, he usually does do that. The search and destroy, a dirty outlier in that case. But here, 40-31 from him. The time he spent, I would love to know. It was like a minute, of in-game time. He stayed alive in the backside of their spawn. He was doing an incredible job. Highlights now from that Tuscan Control, and a brilliant control map to get things going now in the series for LAG.
And keep in mind, for those of you playing at home, you might have seen a brand new stat on the data view that we have, the non-traded kills. We don't know exactly how to evaluate them yet, whether you want the highest number possible or the lowest number. It's generally the highest, but the way it works, if you find a kill and you're able to heal or just live for another 5 seconds, that counts as the kill that you get, that you were not traded by the other team. I hope that made sense, and that's certainly something we will talk about more throughout this year, but really, this just comes down to that veteran sort of like clutch ability that the Guerrillas have. I have to imagine their comms nice and steady from the team, putting in work through those final few rounds, and honestly just making amends. It wasn't just Asim slaying out the entire time. Gunless, the first half that he had, insurmountably different than the second half. He really started to crank things up.
Well, there we go. Looking at the maps and modes so far, our series, quite a saga to start things off here at the 2022 Kickoff Classic. Bocage, what a memory, a distant memory it feels like, mate. Again, I'm sweating after that one. I'm not sure it's the lights or that first map, but 250 to 246, that was a banger. 6-3 there for the Berlin S&D, and now finally the comeback is abound for LAG. Berlin Hardpoint, no chance. That is the question. Up next, of course, Game 5 Desert Siege, if we have to get there. But right now, I think LAG, I mean, was that the newfound, renewed sense of self they've got, man? Because you were talking about this, they need to have a bit of a, a rebirth. They're trying to find that retribution. Berlin is up next.
I mean, again, they're just working on that reverse sweep, and it'll be an interesting map because this is actually going to be Florida's map choice to get that Berlin, and this is a map where, again, ARs reign supreme, power positions reign supreme as well, and it's actually Dave Patty is that main AR for this team, but obviously Owakening might be pulling it out at times on this map. Skyz will be rocking it the entire time as well, and maybe outside of those final few rounds of the control, the ARs for Florida have had Slasher and Gunless's number. If they can continue it, well, they get that 3-1 series win.
Dave Patty, welcome to the league, mate. You're really, you're turning heads in your first series so far. And it was interesting to note, we go back to that LAG video, there was like, what does the Kickoff Classic mean to you as a team? And I found that was so interesting for Slasher. It was like, it's getting on land, it's getting back on the big stage with this team, it's getting the chem going, because it's been a difficult year for the entire, 2 years, I suppose, for LAG. And already, Twitter is ablaze. First reverse sweep of the year, says Furrior. Well, mate, let's find out.
I mean, we had the first donut, we had the first Bocage. Like, we're getting a lot of firsts just straight out of the way, so you never know. And obviously, again, this veteran team with the Asim claps, one that can certainly pull it off, but it'll be interesting to see how Berlin actually plays. Where Bocage, we're going to see a ton of times where it is hyper-competitive, very close scores. Berlin, maybe not be the case. This is a time where you can actually, I mean, multiple hills in a row, just put a team in the blender. So if you got the map knowledge on Berlin, that will absolutely be a difference maker. As we load up to good old Germany. See what's going on.
Amazing place. I do wish we had a German CDL team, because it'd be really cool to go there at some point. Brilliant stuff, though, as we now go into map number 4 of this opening series. Hardpoint here on Berlin. It's going to be a fun one. This is a must-win now for LAG to push to Game 5. If the Mutineers win this one, they advance to the tournament and they say goodbye to our purple pals.
I wonder, Chance. I wonder, can it happen? Are we going to get that game 5 right off the rip? Let's find out. Back to Berlin we go.
And I want to see a very strong opening break right here for the Guerrillas because they are on, well, maybe not the slightly preferred side. You see how fast Florida can actually get inside the point in comparison. 5 seconds before the break is even getting set up, and they're trying to take their time to get into this hill. Who can't win his gunfight? A little bit of chaos around the point, a bit of contest time coming through. You got to break everything inside the actual point before you start getting the kills.
You get your sledgehammers out, start smashing windows, doors, get the boards gone. Crowbars at the ready. You got to make sure that hard point is open and clean so before you start throwing things at other people. Still, Vivid now can't take the backside. He's going to see the hard point still in the hands of LAGs. The kills keep going their way, but here comes Big Wig and Gunless. Oh my word, it was 1 bullet. He would be still alive now to see the next hard point come up. 10 seconds remaining on this one. Rotation's already down. Skyz in position to go over towards the mail room.
And he's got to be the guy just to stagger the push, right? 2 players down low. He's waiting to pinch as soon as the hill pops. And honestly, they might be able to pull it off. Gunless with a nice read, but still inside the point. You got players just jumping down from the top rope looking for it. They get the players out of the hill. Now it's about clearing out the dockside slasher. He is the key guy for Guerrillas, and so far, able to stay alive.
The boys still got the snapper. Finds a sweet kill, gets himself an MP40. Dad Paddy now going through the mailbags. He's going to get a very unfortunate entry there from Slasher. Asim finds himself 2 more, and it's an easy peasy break. You've still got 1 player left in the Mutineers. It's going to be Vivid, fighting tooth and nail to retain some form of control in that position. Gets off the point, stays alive.
Again, just credit to Slasher, right? The dock side for this hill is the most important thing to control, especially with an AR. You just make sure no one's sneaking in that side door, and if you got that anchor player, one of those gunfights, you are set up for the point. Slasher, though, inside the actual hill, he's getting tagged up, but these final 10 seconds, Guerrillas, they're going to be able to secure it, take the lead. Not a crazy amount, but now we go over towards P3. This is the money hill, and it is the same story. Dock side means everything. Dave Paddy, he's going to have a ton of pressure coming his way.
Dave got the binoculars out and picked up a nice sweet kill at great range. No more to be had, though. Trades at long range, and again over towards fire, and we got ourselves time already ticking. Mutineers should be able to take the lead back here. They've got set up.
And it's perfect setup as well, right? As soon as you make sure that there's no pressure coming in through the dockside, it is so easy to hold this hill from inside the point. You get the top fire, you've got everything covered. Vivid down low. As long as he stays alive, you have 7 different corners you can play inside of fire. It is so difficult when you're getting these P1 spawns to get inside the hill. This might be a true blue full 60 that we see from Florida Mutineers as they have really started to take this game over.
It's been all them so far. No real shot from LAG able to get into this one. Slasher's going to try to hold these players back. Not a chance. Skyz cuts him to pieces. Awakening now, still finding those kills. 3 in a row now for him. As we are finding, as you look to the left-hand side of the screen, the streaks there for the Florida Mutineers. They're on one indeed.
And by the way, a perfect hill. You start to spawn a couple of those players out towards docks, even though Dave Paddy just spawns right behind Hook. But it looks like Guerrillas, they get the clearance over towards New. They have secured those back spawns. No one from Florida able to be sneaky and make a play. So we go over towards a very chaotic hill that, if you haven't played it yet, you will be quickly reminded there are no trophies in this game. If you're on point, you are going to be stunned. You are going to be naded. And oh my God, do stun grenades hurt?
They don't hurt as much as they once did, thankfully, but it's all coming your way. Asim will be the unfortunate recipient of everything the Mutineers can possibly throw his way. And Skyz literally just like, I don't know, like suicide bomb or something. He flew at him holding the cook nade and exploded there. We love to see that crazy mania. The Skyz now flying forward, finding a few more shots into this one. Asim will be dropped. Are they able to get on the point, though? The break is pretty... No, it's done. It's not over. You're going to see LAG hold this one. Should be able to take the lead back here. Final 10 seconds. Got to look towards the middle of the map, though. Final hard point in the rotation. LAG in a decent spot to contest it.
And again, this is a hill. You just imagine how open it is. You get that top 3 control from either side. You basically just kill everyone inside the actual point. Another one of those hard points, hills where not a ton of time is going to be collected. But what is important, you want to be spawning bottom left. That is the rotation P1, and that is what the Guerrillas currently have. No one has stepped foot inside the actual hard point, but as far as it goes, Guerrillas in the slightly better spot to potentially collect a little bit of time.
Skyz manages to help take him out. Dave from behind, gunless in a difficult spot to hold that hard point. Again, very, very central position. Not a lot of cover to work with aside from that center. Slasher, Hook holding it down, trying to keep the lead away now. Can they get back in this one? As Awakening flying forward, should be able to get this job done easily with the MP40 at that kind of range, and he does. Holding the time down, though, a chance we should be seeing the Mutineers cross over that 100-point mark. But again, good job from the Guerrillas to basically contest this crazy hardpoint.
I disagree. I think that's a misplay. I think you end up sort of giving up those P1 spawns, making that rotation just a little bit more difficult. But if you can win the gunfights, you're feeling great. Vivid, though, shreds the both. He gets shot in the back, and they do secure that rotation. So maybe a moment of opportunity for Florida to start racking up some time on a solid hill for P1. But Guerrillas take care of business, able to stabilize, get a couple kills, and now you got players like Hook able to push out, at least for a moment. As this is, again, same story as map number 1, a very tight game.
Yeah, a nice tight game between these two teams. A little bit of leads now developing from the Guerrillas. Awakening with a present, flying forward, not able to get the kill with it, but oh, that's unfortunate timing from Asim. He will be dropped for a 4 spree, and now with a hard point for the Mutineers.
Good rotation as well. 20 seconds. If I'm the Guerrillas, I might send a player to fight for this. Slasher's thinking about it while Gunless is thinking about the rotation. Vivid ready for the roto. And for this scrap time play, he's going to dive bomb in, but Awakening is ready. So every single play just about is getting stuffed on the side of the Guerrillas. And even the battle inside the point, Hook versus Skyz. Hook comes out on top, so Guerrillas, they found their man. Hook is able to get through to try to set up for P2, but again, it's a 4-point game at this point. I mean, anyone can take over.
Gunless is trying. 2 kills go his way. Great awareness from Hook, good shots, and again, utilizing our little breakable bits of cover, and he's trying to do it again. Trying to Kool-Aid man that one, but he can't quite find the momentum. Get tactics ready, friends. Nice flying from Hook. That's going to be 4 Skyz. Whoa, man, it was close. Outside now of the mail room, not a safe place. On the inside, even worse as Vivid gets himself 3 in a row, cleans the whole point up. Hard point Mutineers.
And this is a very interesting situation. I don't know if you really want to feel good about giving away 30 seconds to end this hill. So if you're Guerrillas, you have to do 2 things. Try to fight for it and don't let anyone through to flip those spawns, because Florida paid P3 perfectly last go around. And already Vivid, he's thinking about the rotation. Guerrillas do actually fight inside the point. And Gunless, last one up, he gets taken down, and now Vivid making the play. If you can get this Doc's control, you will set your team up. He cannot get it. And Guerrillas at least have the rotation. They're looking for a full 60. See if they can handle it.
They've done the big brain play. They've done the hard work. Now can they reap the reward? They've got the time now ticking their way. Here comes the push. Skyz on the outside takes care of one. Awakening on the inside of the point finds another one. The pinch now developing. Oh, Skyz wins another one. And Vivid, he and Awakening are on the point. And just like that chance, the spawns are flipped and the hard point is broken once again. Mutineers, great job.
Just blocking those spawns with the line of sight. Skyz, maybe not main AR, but he can certainly put in work with the automaton, getting the break for the squad. And honestly, in my mind, that's going to be the moment of the game. Unless Guerrillas are able to fight back, that was the hill that they needed, and that is a hill where they got broken down. Final 22 seconds, assuredly going to go towards Florida. They have developed a very strong lead in this game, and they got Vivid being the cutoff man. They got Skyz being the late flanker. Yes, they're going to fall, but, well, the squad spawns come through. I was going to say, they slow down the push, but everyone just spawns up on top of the Guerrillas. They should be good to go.
Yeah, they should be good to go. They've got the points still. They've got kills coming through. They're looking good, kid. They're going to see if they can find some sweet time here, but still, draw 6. Leads 152. Hard point now in the hands of the Guerrillas. Hold on. Try to pull this one back. Try to put on a show for the fans. We want to see a Game 5 on Desert Siege. 50 seconds remaining chance, and the kills are not looking good for the Guerrillas. Squad spawns, be blessed. Number 5. Oh, that's it. It's going to be tough now. That's the break once again. The Mutineers too strong here on Berlin.
Just those slow plays to get around the back. And again, maybe you don't have to be aggressive to find the kills, but the sneak plays, because your teammates will just spawn right on top of you, that much more beneficial. Florida Mutineers have put in work, and they're looking to get the clean sweep on the hard points. No one from Guerrillas able to make a quick push. Couple players coming down the alley, couple players coming down the steps, and Skyz right now, the lone man inside the hill, trying to be the hero. The coverage off spawn, though. Dave is there. And Florida now just 15 seconds away to win their first series of the year.
First series of the year, they're going to knock out the Los Angeles Guerrillas unless we see something special happen. P5 now lined up, middle of the map. Skyz got this one locked down. The momentum starting to swing, and it's starting to get that a little bit harder. More impossible, it seems, for LAG to pull this one out of the bag, but we will see. What can Slasher do? Cut down Awakening, stop the time for now. Here comes the pinch, but Awakening staying alive. Finally, the kill comes through. Get on the point if you can. And once again, chance the Mutineers. So adept at trading, so adept at winning their ones, and that should be it. They've got themselves 5 seconds now for the win. Gunless has got to go, and that is it. LAG, they will be taken down 3-1 here in the opening round. And the Mutineers, my word, what a fantastic showing to start the season off.
And that is just everyone's predictions, maybe from series number 1, thrown out the window. Florida expected to be towards the bottom of the league. The expectations were low, but they over-delivered. The Bocage was phenomenal. In the Berlin, they made it look easy. Even in that search and destroy, the decision-making was clean. And honestly, I think my favorite moment from the Mutineers was the listening. The biggest concern I had going in was, what is the communication going to look like? If you're bringing in a rookie instead of a vet to help you out, what is it going to sound like? And well, Dave Patty certainly put in work.
I'm really glad, and we stayed on his POV as well, so we could absolutely confirm it was him, because that was such a concern for so many people. Slack said it on the desk as well. It was like, this is a team where communication can be a problem. I look at the stats, friends, once again, and it was a lovely bit of work there from the Mutineers time after time. It was the 1v1 wins, the rotations were on point, the cutoffs were there, you name it, man. Patience paid off. Mutineers 3-1 here in our opening series. Berlin Hardpoint barely took 10 minutes, mate. A wild one indeed. Now he's looking across the highlights chance. I mean, aside from the fact that we had aLLeY spot on 3-1 in the Florida Mutineers victory, any other major takeaways from this series?
I mean, one of the craziest stats I just saw is I think Owakening had 25 non-traded kills, only 28 total. So Owakening is just winning his gunfights, and there was no one else from the Guerrillas there to take him down. But whether it's the individual stats, P3 won Florida this game. First go around, they literally had the perfect full 60 they were able to secure. And the second time around, well, they broke the setup from the Guerrillas down and, well, bought themselves an extra 30 seconds. So P3 wins games. Mutineers know how it works on Berlin, and honestly got guys like Vivid at times just showing off as well.
I mean, it happens every single time. We have a new Call of Duty every single year. Players have to learn, you know, the most effective ways to win these maps. What are the money hills? Where are the places we need to be? What are the sort of swing moments in these games? And I feel like we learned quite a bit there, man. P3 being a real good one so far. Of course, Berlin Hardpoint will look nothing like this in a month's time, in 2 months' time. By the time we get the champs, things will be so ridiculous. But there we go, friends. Our first series here comes to a close. Bocage was a fun one. Berlin S&D, of course, 6-3. 3-2 there in the Tuscan Control. A brilliant comeback from the LAG players. But Berlin Hardpoint comes that to the final map. And we did get to see Desert Siege, mate. I didn't think we were going to see Desert Siege this weekend at all. But there it is. Right there.
I mean, yeah, sure. It looks great over there towards the end as well. But again, Florida Mutineers put in work. And honestly, Miles, I just want to hear what they have to say, right? If they started out, everyone was expecting to be towards the bottom of the league, and they show up with a performance like that, they got to be feeling good.
Got to be feeling great. Let's find out how great they do feel. We believe Guy Blaze has got Skyz on stage. Guy, what's he got to say?
Man, Miles and Chance, awesome cast as always. Everybody give it up for the Mutineers one more time. We got Skyz on the stage, and Skyz, to kick off the Kickoff Classic, you guys came out here and you guys made quick work of the LA Guerrillas. Now, it did look scary for you in map number 3. Y'all allowed that reverse sweep to come back, but how you feeling now after getting that victory?
We're feeling solid. Like, our teams has put in a lot of time into the game, like when we were back at home. I feel like we're one of the teams that put the most time into it for sure. And Control, we just threw. We gave them the back. Like, we got to work on our tight setups there. Like, we literally give them one wave and they break.
Yeah.
But we put in a lot of time. We're really good at search. Our hardpoint, we're tweaking some small things, but we're looking solid.
All right, you guys are looking solid. Now, speaking of the rest of the team, you got your duo on Owakening with you, but you got 2 new members. You got Vivid and Dave Patty, your main AR. Tell me about the new squad of the Mutineers.
Dave Patty, he actually has really good comms, and Reese, like, #1 accuracy last year, I think. And then Joe, like, me and him are probably tired of hearing everybody say that we can't work together, and it's good to, like, or try to prove them wrong this year.
All right, well, this is the year. Now, when it comes down to Mutineers, who are you guys looking forward to playing most in the league? Let me know it.
I don't beef with any, probably New York, because they reverse swept us last year.
New York? All right,
even though they're completely different.
You heard it here. The Mutineers looking for their rematch against New York. Skyz, it was good talking to you, man. That's going to do it for us on the stage. Veli, take it away.
Well, what a way. What a way to start a year. The Florida Mutineers were able to come out on top 3-1. And besides that one map on Control, LAG were looking LA free. And aLLeY, you're the one that predicted that one. So how's it feel to be the big brain on the desk right now?
I'm feeling on top of the world, to be honest, after the Scump prediction and now this. I mean, I feel like now my expectations so high. I feel like there's so much pressure going to the rest of the matches today.
It was crazy. Now, Ant, let's talk about map 1 on Hardpoint. It was a close map. It was anyone's game. Then it all came down to the very last few seconds.
Bro, that map was lit. I mean, Bocage map 1, obviously we're expecting some chaos. It comes down to the wire, and And, you know, the big question going into this for the Florida Mutineers was like, can Skyz be a very good SMG? They have an AR dominant team, and you know what? Skyz did his thing on this map. At the very end, you see Hook go all the way around the back here, and I thought this was going to be it, like him getting that kill, spawning them out, but you know, they get that back tank spawn, and then it's just a back and forth fight for the hill, and this is what you're seeing in Mutineers. Their SMG players are able to get inside, get those trades effectively, like they were winning their gunfights versus players like Hook, versus players like aBeZy, when we thought they would be dominant on this map.
Oh yeah, and by the way, Skyz had a stupid stat line, 45 kills. I thought he was going to drop a 50 bomb, but aLLeY, you think he's going to keep this heat up throughout the entirety of this event?
Absolutely. I feel like he's been released from the restraints of a main AR, and now he's just able to freely roam the map and just outslay with the likes of Owakening as well, dropping 40 bombs. That is such a scary duo. And I got to shout out, for at least my own perspective, Vivid, for me, for that team, fills in all the little plot holes, it feels like. He was sitting in the back of Bocage, watching the deep push. He was pushing up in the front and watching that long hallway. He was just playing where his team needed him, and I think that's huge when it comes to this team.
And Slack, when it came to Search and Destroy, okay, it looked like there was a lot of miscommunication and kind of some confusion when it came to the LA Guerrillas. I mean, what did you see in your eyes?
So I liked what I saw from, honestly, both teams. Both teams were being aggressive towards the opposite side, which is actually quite funny, but Florida made some really good plays at the A site, but for some reason, LAG must have had a mishap in communication or something like that, where they went A, I think it was round 8, something like that, and Kyler must have made a call, or someone on LAG, that they were wrapping to B. They got a free A plant down, and kind of momentum just went their way. Great plays out of Florida overall.
Yes, now overall, Nameless, taking a look at this map in entirety of it. I mean, Los Angeles Guerrillas starting the year with an L, 1-3 against Florida Mutineers. How do you feel about them when CDL officially kicks off?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Mutineers, like, they had to shock the world here in this series. Everybody was thinking LG was going to win, aside from aLLeY. Great call. And this is the round that Slack was just talking about. You know, they get in a great position, LAG. They were waiting on, you know, Florida Mutineers to plant the bomb, and instead of, like, forcing that bomb plant, you see Hook, he sees one player try to cross through mid, and he tries to chase that kill. And in doing so, he makes that call. It must have been him, because he sees the first character, and then they all start to rotate, and then Mutineers catches LAG in one-on-one gunfight. So those sort of collapses in communication, that can't happen. But if it's going to happen, I guess it has to be at the kickoff. So they'll go back, watch that VOD, and hopefully bounce back a lot stronger.
You're right. Now, Skyz turned out to be a key to victory, and we talked about him before the game happened, and you're the one that called it out, Slack. And this game right here, he was so phenomenal, and he started off right when the game started.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, shout out to every single one on Florida. I know, like you said, the keys to victory was just being consistent in their new roles and communication. And like Skyz said in that interview, huge shout out to davePatty coming in. It's his rookie debut, playing for the first time on the main stage with a whole new team. He was bringing the communication. He was making great plays overall. And I was just really happy to see that, again, as well as Owakening, map 3 and map 4, for him to have that dominant performance with an SMG and a new role. It was great to see, and hopefully they can keep it up this weekend.
I'm so happy you brought up davePatty, because